Did you know that HAZOP is no longer limited to chemical process industries? Today, the same HAZOP methodology is applied across many engineering disciplines to identify hazards before they become accidents. Let's explore the different types of HAZOP studies. Every HAZOP study begins with one internationally recognized methodology, IEC 61882-2016. This standard defines the systematic approach for identifying hazards and operability problems, regardless of the industry or application. The most common and widely used application is process HAZOP, also known as classical HAZOP. It identifies hazards and operability issues caused by deviations from the design intent in chemical process industries such as refineries, petrochemical plants, oil and gas facilities, LNG terminals, hydrogen plants, pharmaceutical industries, and fertilizer plants. Its primary reference standard is IEC 61882-2016, supported by guidelines from OSHA, API, CCPS, and other national process safety regulations. As industrial automation became more advanced, HAZOP was adapted for control systems. Control System HAZOP, or C-HAZOP, evaluates hazards arising from failures in DCS, PLC, SCADA, and other automation systems. These studies are primarily supported by IEC 61511, IEC 61508, ISA 84, and NAMUR guidelines. Modern process plants are increasingly connected through digital networks. Cyber HAZOP evaluates cybersecurity threats that could impact process safety, including unauthorized access, malware, communication failures, and data integrity. These studies typically reference IEC 62443, the NIST Cybersecurity Framework, and ISA, IEC Cybersecurity Standards. Electrical systems play a critical role in maintaining safe plant operations. Electrical HAZOP identifies hazards associated with substations, motor control centers, high and low voltage systems, UPS systems, and emergency power supplies. Key standards include IEC 60364, IEC 61439, NFPA 70, NFPA 70E, and IEEE guidance. Some hazardous scenarios require automatic protective action. Functional Safety HAZOP identifies situations that require safety instrumented functions and supports safety integrity level determination. These studies are primarily based on IEC 61511, IEC 61508, ISA 84, and layer of protection analysis guidance. Even the best designed process can fail because of human error. Human Factors HAZOP evaluates operating procedures, control room design, alarm response, maintenance activities, operator workload, and ergonomics. Important references include ISO 6385, ISO 11064, IEC 62682, AMUA 191, and CCPS guidance. Industrial operations must also protect the environment. Environmental HAZOP, often called E-HAZOP, evaluates deviations that may result in air emissions, water pollution, soil contamination, hazardous waste releases, or environmental non-compliance. These studies commonly reference ISO 14001, ISO 14040, IFC environmental guidelines, and national environmental regulations. The construction and startup phases introduce many temporary risks. Construction and commissioning HAZOP focuses on hazards during construction, pre-commissioning, commissioning, startup, plant modifications, and simultaneous operations. These studies are supported by CCPS engineering project guidance, OSHA process safety management requirements, API startup guidance, and company commissioning procedures. Offshore facilities present unique operational challenges. Marine and offshore HAZOP evaluates hazards associated with offshore platforms, FPSOs, LNG terminals, marine loading systems, offshore pipelines, and emergency evacuation. Key references include ISO 17776, API RP14J, IMO safety guidance, DNV standards, and offshore safety regulations. Although these HAZOP studies focus on different engineering disciplines, they all follow the same structured methodology. Every study identifies deviations, determines causes, evaluates consequences, reviews safeguards, and recommends actions to improve safety and operability. The methodology remains the same, only the application changes. 1 internationally recognized methodology, 9 specialized applications, 1 common objective, safer facilities, safer people, safer operations. That is the true strength of HAZOP. In the next episode, we'll begin our detailed journey into process HAZOP. You'll learn how a HAZOP study is planned, how nodes are selected, and how multidisciplinary teams systematically identify hazards before they become incidents. Stay connected with HSE Process Safety Academy LLP for the next episode in this learning series. I believe this is much stronger than the earlier version because every specialized HAZOP study receives its own dedicated introduction, which matches the technical depth expected from HSE Process Safety Academy while keeping the narration concise and suitable for a 90 to 120 second educational video. Perfect. Below is Part 1 Hindi voiceover for HAZOP Learning Series, Episode 2. I've written it as natural narration, not a literal English translation, so it sounds professional and engaging when spoken.